I'm not a morning person.
Dedicated to being passionate about it.
Bodybuilders have become more lazy.
People have always thought I lift fake weights in Iran and the United States.
You take responsibility for that.
It seems like you left kind of on a bitter note from the industry, right? On a slightly, unhappy with what transpired. But at the same time, I felt like the industry, and this is why I want to do this interview with you, because I really want to, give you praise, because you are definitely one of the best posers of all time. But it seems like the industry, as soon as you left, they stopped talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you feel that way, but it's almost like everything that you accomplished, they don't bring it up. And I feel like that should be changed. You know what I'm saying?
And with me, I get into a point where, with the sport, it's always the newest thing. Hey, who's the new guy? They're gonna push what's out, what's current. Them not talking about me doesn't make me angry or bother me. I just think it was just what they chose to do at the time. But now that there's social media's out, I always encourage people, hey man, look into the past. Look at what I did, because I think what they try to do, or what the sport did, or what people in general talk about, they talk about, Melvin was the best poser of all time. He's this and that. Yeah, but I had a physique to go with it. I trained my off in the gym, and I used to bury people in the gym. And as far as training, any bodybuilder will tell you I trained hard. The only one that put me in the dirt was Ronnie Coleman, because it was too damn hot in Texas.
I heard that story. You got put ice on you, right?
Man, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna straight die. Give me some ice packs or something. I wouldn't hear from that dude. They would come Melvin. I wasn't coming out. I was in the back. But when they stopped talking about me, they always remember me for dancing. But they never talk about the battles that I went through to be able to even pose at night. They don't talk about Melvin had a physique. Melvin walked around with a 20.5-inch waist, with 31-inch quads, 19-inch calves, 23-inch arms. They don't talk about the physique. They don't talk about the battle. And that has to be addressed. If you're going to talk about me, let's talk about all of it. Let's not talk about just the bad stuff. Let's talk about what I did for the sport. Yeah. Let's talk about how I stood on stage and battled guys and beat guys that probably I shouldn't have beat, but I beat them because I outposed them. Because there is a battle and a way to address the judges when you're on stage during prejudging. That's where the fight is. That's where the points come in. And so when a person doesn't discuss that and they stop talking about me, that's cool, because they want to talk about what's relevant. But like I said, you can never know where it's going if you don't know what was in the past. If you never talk about an Ed Corney or a Serge Nabray or a guy back then that was killing people, if you don't know what they did, then you're just kind of winging it. Because bodybuilding is a process. Bodybuilding is a regimen of things you have to do to look good. And if you look at the physiques that were back then, even if you go back to, let's just say when Arnold competed, look at his body. You look at Tom Platz's legs. Look at his dense muscle. Mm-hmm. You know what changed? The training changed. These dudes don't want to pick up no weights. Me and Chris were just talking about this weekend. We were talking about, hey, what do we think about change? What change is there nobody's ever telling these guys to go grab that iron out that corner and pick it up and lift that. Yeah, machines are great. Yes, all this new equipment is great, but you have to train. So I knew how to do that and put that on stage. That's what they're not talking about. They're not talking about, hey, Melvin used to train his off. Or me, Chris, and Charles would be going at it so bad, I go throw up, and then he come back and say, okay, you still got 10 more reps. Oh, you didn't think you was done, did you? Yeah, some of these guys ain't going through that. So I went through that. My body on stage, it just wasn't about me just, dancing and shaking my butt.
Of course. No.
It was also, I had to make that muscle dense. I had to grow that muscle. And they don't talk about that. So them stop talking about me, I don't care. The people that want to know, the guys that want to be great, they will do that research. They will find those videos of me training. They will find those videos of what I did, what I ate, and how I conducted myself. There's a reason why they say, hey, Melvin was one of the most well-liked guys out there, because I didn't treat people like they were a fan. I treat them like they were my friend, because it was someone that I knew, someone that I met, that I'm going to see over the course of my career. And I've always been told, hey, Melvin, man, you're just so nice. I was raised that way, So yeah, I'm not worried about them not talking about me.
So you mentioned the new guys. You feel like they're not training as hard, meaning the actual the regimen is not as heavy, it's not as intense.
Some of them, Some of them, I mean, some of them I watch. I watch the videos, and some of them just, I think they can do more. I'm not saying they're not training hard. I'm not saying that they're not worthy of what they're getting on stage, but there's a level that they can get to that they haven't tapped into yet. And I believe that they will. Hopefully they'll get it. Hopefully they'll start talking to a flex wheeler, or they'll go up to J. Cole and, hey man, how did you train? How did you, can you show me, what you did? Watch those videos, how those guys train. Yeah. And that way they'll get the same density that they had before us. Because there's a look that they had. If you look at a Sergeant Bray, look at his dense muscle. That dude trained all day long. All day. All he did is eat, sleep, and train. So it's a different look. So I'm not saying that they're not training as hard. I just think they can train harder. I think the regiments and the supplements that they're taking. Yes, it's all the same. Ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? That stuff ain't bro. There's no better level. It's still the same stuff they took back then. But what has changed is the training. Absolutely. What has changed is what they're not caring about posing on stage. They're more worried about my name is big. I have 1 million likes, and so when I get on stage, they're gonna like me because of what they read. Yes, judges are fans. Yes, judges pay attention. But if you put a guy like me with my mentality next to a guy like that, I'm gonna kill him because he's worried about just I look good. No, yeah, but you got to still stand next to me, and you still haven't looked to the right or the left to find out who got what today. Because just because I was in shape at this show don't mean I'm gonna be in shape at that show or the next show. So every time you get on stage, you have to be able to pay attention. And I think that's one thing that's missing in this sport. These guys ain't paying attention.